Alright, so Invincible, first part of season 3 came out. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be 8 episodes in the season. That's how they usually do it. But yeah, the first 3 episodes, they're pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. The fights brutal as always. Animation still pretty big. And Mark, he is getting to Omni-Man's level of not giving a fuck about who he hurts anymore. Because at the start of this series, he's really iffy on killing people. He's just like, great, so we don't hurt that guy. We just knock him out permanently. He's basically trying to do the Batman method, like not killing them, but giving them like permanent brain damage and basically making them unable to walk for the rest of their lives, and them having to live with that. But now he just like doesn't really care. He's getting closer, busting more people's balls, popping more people's heads like a blueberry, and he's starting to lose it a little bit. But the first part of the show, first part of the season is pretty great. And why am I talking about this? I'm going to be talking about a character actually in Invincible who I think has a pretty cool ability. He seems like a pretty cool villain as well. Mr. Liu. At first I thought his name was Master Liu. I swear that's what they call him, but his name is Mr. Liu. And basically his ability is pretty much, he's like this, the Chinese, I don't know, Japanese, this Asian dude. And he's basically an Asian cyborg man. And he has like this metal jaw and shit. And they keep giving him cybernetic enhancements, basically keep him going. And his ability is pretty much that, like, he does some, like, I don't know, some, like, mantra shit, like Splinter, and he's able to, transform into a dragon. And, he basically nearly indestructible. Actually, he seems like he is indestructible in this dragon form. And he is able to regenerate, and he's able to burn, he's able to breathe fire like a regular-ass dragon. And he might be one of the most OP villains in the show, I can't lie. I didn't think he'd be that OP. He's just like some dragon, but Jesus Christ, even like Invincible struggles to beat him. Invincible could never fight this guy one-on-one. He needed help from Adam Eve or his little brother or whatever. They could never just fight this guy on his own. And apparently Mr. Liu, this dragon dude, when he was fighting Omni-Man, he's able to go for like 10 hours. He's able to make Omni-Man do a 10-hour workout, just to fight him. That's pretty tough if you're able to go against Omni-Man as well. He's able to blitz an entire fucking planet in like 2 seconds flat. So yeah, that's pretty impressive. This guy's insane as well. He's pretty evil as well. So pretty much I think he's part of this group called The Order, and they own like Chicago. They own like some city. I think that was like the same group that Machine Head was part of when he owned Chicago. And basically he wants Titan, this rock black guy, to break out Multi-Paul, who's like his assassin pretty much, his like evil little errand boy. And Titan's like, nah, I already tried it, it failed, can't be ours anymore. So then Mr. Liu is like, right, so I'm gonna turn into a dragon now. So he turns into a dragon. He's fighting Titan, and Titan, he's like this big rock guy. He's able to punch pretty hard, but when he's there punching when he's there punching Mr. Liu, it's like he's getting punched. It's like his arms are like two little cotton swabs because he's punching them and they're not doing anything. Mr. Liu grabs him, starts thrashing him about the place like a toy. And the only reason Mr. Liu let go of him and chucked him out of the fucking window is because Titan, he became an evil dentist and decided to break a tooth by punching it. So he just chucked him out. He was, alright, get the fuck out of here. Like some disgusting. He just doesn't want to eat, like baby eating broccoli. He just spits that shit out. That's what Mr. Liu did to a Titan. This guy's insane. His first appearance, he doesn't give a fuck. I don't know. It seems like he's evil for the crack as well. Like he doesn't really. It seems like he kind of finds being evil fun because like Omni-Man was having a date with his wife Debbie, and they're just chilling in some place, and then the big dragon just comes flying out of nowhere and just starts roasting up everyone, bro. He just starts burning everyone around the place, and Debbie's like, Omni-Man, there's a big fat ass dragon behind you. You're a superhero. Can you go sort this shit out? And then Omni-Man's like, nah. You know what, I'm here on vacation, I'm off duty, actually, this is like my holidays, I don't get paid for holidays, so, I can't really be bothered fighting the dragon, to be honest. Like, it's actually funny, because the dragon came out, like, he literally, knew what was happening, people were screaming, the dragon was burning the place up, and Omni-Man's just there sitting up, with his fucking legs up, like, yeah, this is a really nice martini, yeah, this is really great weather, I'm on a great vacation with my wife. He didn't really give a shit about the dragon. And that's like the first scene we get, the dragon just like cuts away. So this guy, he's a pretty good fighter as well. Later on, Titan and Titan, he called Invincible, Tracy, come help him sort this guy out. But Invincible, he couldn't be arsed. So his little brother went instead of him, and they basically showed up, basically beat the shit out of this old guy who's hooked up to an IV drip because I don't know, he got actually the only I forgot to mention, I'm skipping past the first fight. Yeah, the first fight when Invincible and Adam Eve were fighting him. Invincible couldn't fight this guy on his own for shit. He needed like his superpowered girlfriend, come help him and save his ass. Because when he was fighting him on his own, he was punching him. He wasn't really doing anything. Him and his girlfriend were actually, putting up some good hits on him. I remember Adam Eve, she like put in a load of walls. They didn't work, so she, they weren't really holding him. He's kind of busting through them. So like, to kind of bust him, she like transformed into like this giant ass octagon shape thing, and Invincible swung him around like a giant ass mace, and actually did some damage. They ended up knocking him back, but then Eve kind of got distracted by all the inmates trying to escape prison. She had to ground them pretty much, put them in their own little cell blocks. And when Invincible was fighting this dude on his own, he was struggling quite a bit. He had to go. I think he was struggling, wasn't at the same time, because he's actually kind of able to, give this guy some good hits. Like, he's able to grab Mr. Liu and, fucking chuck him back, a bit, throw him a bit back, and then, some towers just, like, falling down. Clash of Clans Archer Towers, falling down, and he had to, go save the people in there, because he's a superhero. He still gives a shit about human lives. So, then Mr. Liu, he just comes in out of nowhere and bites Mark. He literally, like, his fucking teeth impale Mark. And, Mark, he, like, put him on the ground. He actually had him, like, grounded on the ground. He's about to, he's about to, go kill him. So then, shit. Well, after he threw Mr. Liu back, he's able to, he fucking fisted the ground, made it crumble a bit. So when Mr. Liu stepped on it, it's like a booby trap or whatever. Kind of, it made him sink a little bit. He made the ground weaker, so Mr. Liu couldn't really stand on that. So Mark, he like went up in the air and then flew back down like a missile, and basically it drilled into his head with his two fists, bro. He turned into a drill and went straight into his head, and he thought he killed Mr. Liu. But this dragon can regenerate. He's not only durable, you fight this, he punches the big tubby bastard. He's able to absorb the punches like SpongeBob absorbing punches from flats. He's also able to regenerate like Deadpool, so he really cannot be put down. And Mr. Liu, he was about to, he's about to, finish him off. He actually had him in his tail. I don't know why he didn't, just put him in his mouth and eat him. He's acting as if like an alcoholic sees like, I don't know, a drink or some shit. They just have to like, sniff it and shit, admire it, appreciate its scent. That's what he was doing with Invincible. The only reason Invincible got that first fight with Mr. Liu is because Machine Head just so happened to be near Mr. Liu's body. Around the same time the dragon was fighting Invincible, and he just popped the cap in his ass and just executed him pretty much, and then the dragon just disappeared into blue vapor, blue vape clouds. So yeah, that's the Invincible. He got pretty lucky in the first fight. Machine Head just so happened to be here, and it killed his old man body. Imagine Machine Head wasn't there. Mark, actually, I'd like to imagine. If Mark did get swallowed up by Mr. Liu, that's probably how he would have killed him, just eating him up like a little meatball. And then Invincible probably would have broken out. He would have probably just like busted straight through his stomach, or just being shot out into like big dragon shit. But yeah, he got lucky in the first round. And then the second round, he actually kind of had a little bit of more. He's able to fuck around with him more. So the next time they see Mr. Liu is Titan. He called over Invincible, but he got his little brother instead. That's what I mentioned before when I skipped over the prison fight, and he got his little brother instead because Mark couldn't be arsed for some reason. So him and his brother flies Mr. Liu over, flies Titan over to where this old guy is, just some abandoned place. He's just chilling there. He's like, fuck the hospital, let's just go to like his abandoned Walmart or whatever. Yeah, I'll be healed up there in no time. So they show up to Mr. Liu. He's basically just like an old dude, set up to an IV drip. It's like showing up to someone who's like on life support. You're about to beat the shit out of him. That's what they're about to do. And then this guy, he still has enough strength, turn into a dragon and absolutely beat the shit out of Oliver. And it seems like I don't know. It doesn't really seem like it doesn't matter what condition his body is in. It just seems like as long as he's alive, he's still able to transform into a dragon and fuck with some people about. But a huge weakness of him is that when he is transformed into a dragon, his physical body is really vulnerable. His physical body is basically just like a dead corpse. Just basically dumb. You can go over to him and kick the shit out of him, shoot him in the head. Basically what Machine Head done. That's why he has like this big fat ass sumo wrestler dude who's able to jump like the Hulk, constantly guarding his shit. So Titan is fighting the big sumo wrestler dude, and then Oliver is fighting the big dragon dude. He's able to kind of get some hits on him. He's able to send them flying for a bit longer. But then Mr. Liu, he kind of overpowers him because Oliver is like a little kiddie, and then Mr. Liu, he grabs Oliver and just chucks him out of the building, and then Oliver's nose starts bleeding, and he's like, right, so time to not play fighting mode, time to play some hide and seek. So he has to hide on Mr. Liu until his big brother Marky comes over to save his ass. So when Mark does arrive, he notices that Oliver kind of got fucked up. It's like he got sliced up or some shit, because like there's a big fucking wound at his stomach, and Mark. When Mark shows up, they actually then manage fight Liu successfully. They're teaming up, they're doing like a combo on him, they ground pound him on the ground. They send Mr. Liu flying away. Pretty much, he pussied out, and Mr. Liu had to fly away. This time, Mark was actually able to fight him pretty well. Mr. Liu was the one that was running away. So, the only reason Mark didn't go after him is because Titan was like, yeah, this is not over, by the way. I think he's talking to the dragon, because then when he's seen Invincible, he's like, what's up, hero? How's it going? You're the guy that saves people? Yeah? And then, except he didn't save him. He just, came over to Titan and just started pounding his fucking face into oblivion. Man was about to give him the angstrom treatment. He's about to turn his face into fucking, a mush or some shit. Like strawberry syrup. And, the only reason he didn't beat the Shelvin is because, Oliver's like, yo, stop. This is one of the good guys. So, yeah, that's Mr. Liu. He's a pretty OP-ass Chinese dragon man. He doesn't really seem to be fucked around with. Even, like, strong heavy hitters like Invincible, they're like, they're pretty physically strong. Even they can't really, do that much. Although, like, when he did, I guess, like, he does need a bit of, like, a charge up to, punch him, because when he's punching him normally, he's kind of, just taking those hits like it was nothing. But when he does, fly at him full force, he's able to send them flying back. Even, like, bro's tail is, like, a weapon, so he's just able to send people fucking flying. He has, like, a whip, pretty much. And, yeah, that was him. He's a pretty OP character, and, yeah, I just wanted to talk about him. See you later.